So let's look at the next concept in Python called identifiers. Now, identifiers are generally names of variables. It could be names of a function. It could be name of a module, or if you are talking about oops, it could be name of a class. Generally, any names that we use in a program is called as an identifier. These identifiers have to follow specific rules. Now, these rules are very common in across all languages. So is in Python. So the standard rules are you can have identifiers which can start with alphabets. Could be uppercase or lowercase. Either of them is okay. You can have identifiers start with underscore. Okay, so I can have identifiers that can be uppercase or lowercase. I can have identifiers which can either start or contain underscore or alphabets. Identifiers can contain numbers, but they cannot start with numbers. Okay, so you can have an identifier which will have some number in it, but you can't have an identifier which starts with a number. So a variable name, for example, cannot start with a number. So this example that you see below here, it is one hello. So this is not allowed. I can't start with a number here, right? But if I have a number in a identifier, this is okay. Variable underscore var underscore 123, var underscore 223. It has underscore in it, it has a number in it, it has alphabets in it. All three are allowed. But I can't start the identifier with a number. That is, identifiers cannot have space in between it, or it cannot have any of these characters that you listed here. Okay, hash mark, at, exclamation, dollar, percentage. They all are not allowed for many reasons. Some of them have special purposes, some of them have a different meaning in the language. So these special characters are not part of any identifier. So only special character that you can use is an underscore as a part of the identifier. And identifiers cannot be keywords. Now we know what keywords are. Keywords are basically your language specific uh, words or words which are used in a specific language. So, for example, in Python, some of the keywords available are and, as, assert, break. The list that you see here on the screen are the keywords of Python, right? So, these keywords cannot be used as a variable. So, I can't have a variable or an identifier which is called as for, because for is used for looping purpose. So, I can't use this as a identifier. I can't use this as an identifier. These are all not allowed to be used as identifiers because they are meant to be having special purposes in it. All right. So other than this, any other string can be used as an identifier. That's allowed. Right? Now, this is very generic. Identifier is rules are applicable for. It could be a variable, it could be a function name, it could be a name of a class, it could be name of a module. Anything that you name in a language has to follow these set of rules that we just listed out here. All right. Now, standard examples are listed here. This is a function name which starts with a capital H. It is okay. This is a variable which has underscore in it. It is okay. Variable with numbers in it. It's okay. Variable starts with an underscore. It is okay. But a variable cannot start with a number. A variable cannot have a dollar symbol in it. A variable cannot have a percentage symbol in it. All these are not valid identifiers. Right. Now, specifically, when we go to variables, variables are also identifiers. So they follow the same set of rules. Whatever is applicable for a general identifier is applicable for variables also. So name can start with alphabets or underscore. Name can consist alphabets, underscore, and numbers. Cannot start with a number. Cannot have these. Variable cannot be equal to having a same name as a keyword. In now here comes the differentiation between Python and other languages. You need not declare a variable in Python. on it. Now, people who have done C, C++, Java, you generally would have used a variable like int x, and then you would say x is equal to something, or char y, and then you say y is equal to something. And that's what generally you do. So, for example, in C, I would first say int x, declare x as integer, and then say x is equal to the value 10. This is the standard syntax in any C language. Similarly, C++ or in Java. But in Python, this declaration is not required. I can simply say x is equal to 10. The language by itself understands 10 as a integer and assigns x to be int value. Right? So that is special in Python. It knows how to understand the variable from its value assigned. Right? And the default assignment is an equal to symbol. So you assign a variable using a variable name equal to the value. Alright. So once you have variables in your program, you can come up with statements and expressions. So a statement is defined as an instruction or line of code that Python interpreter can execute. It could be any instruction. We will see later what all instructions Python can execute, but any instruction that Python can execute is a statement, and the combination of values and operators are expressions. Now, expressions are like what you see 10 plus 2. This is an expression which generates a new value, it is 12. An expression can also be a statement, which is also okay. So, this is just a technical definition of when you write something in a language, what is a statement and what is an expression. Right? So now if I go to the Python terminal, let me open, I'm using Linux, so whatever I write in this terminal is valid for your Windows terminal also. The same syntax, same thing works in Windows terminal also. So now here, let's say I create a variable x, I say equal to, and this is a value 10, right? So x became equal to 10, I can say just type x, it gives me back the value 10 because that's what I assigned here. So note that I did not say integer char anything, I simply said x and automatically took the value of 10, whatever was assigned here. Now the rules that we just read out, so I can try to violate some of them. Let's say I say 1x is equal to 10. Immediately it will throw an error saying this is not a valid syntax. Okay, because I can't start a variable with a number. Or I say $x equal to 10. Not allowed. I can't have dollar in a expression. But I can have underscore x is equal to 10. That's okay. Underscore I can have x123 is equal to, sorry, some value. This also okay, right? So these are the rules that we just saw. You can't have a variable start with a number. You can't have a variable have a special character in it as part of it. Only special character allowed is an underscore. And you can have variable with numbers in it as long as the variable does not start with a number, but in between it can have numbers in it. Alright, so this is how you define a variable, and this rule is common for almost all languages that you come across. C, C++, Java, all of them have the same set of rules for variables. Right. So once you have your variables defined, you can perform the standard set of operations on it: addition, subtraction, multiplication, division, modulus, exponential, and floor division. So let's go through each of them quickly. So let's say I assign x is equal to 10 and y is equal to 5. So I can perform x plus y and give me the answer 15. I can perform x minus 5, give me the value 5. I can perform x into y, give me the 50. I can do x divided by y, give the value of 2. X modulus y, which gives me the remainder after when you divide x by y. What is the remainder? Because 10 is 10 is divisible by 5 properly, so I get 0. But if I use x equal to 12 and then y is equal to 5, and then I say x modulus 5, I get a value of 2. X modulus y, I get a value of 2. because after dividing 5 by 12, I get a remainder of 2. All right, now here, if I do x by y in this case now, I still get a 2. 12 by 5 is not 2 actually, right? It's not the actual correct answer, but it is giving you integer because you have taken both of them to be integers. So I can take something to be a floating point also. X is equal to 12.0, y is equal to 5.0, sorry, y is equal to 5.0, and then say x by y. So now it gives me the decimal floating point answer. All right. So because both of them were integers, when you did the division, you got the integer answer. Here you took both of them as floating point numbers. So when you did the division, you got the floating point number. So even though you have not declared them to be integers or floating point numbers, by the value assigned to the variable, the interpreter automatically understands the data type of the variable. All right. You can perform exponentiation also. If I take x is equal to 2, y is equal to 5, x exponent y, that is 2 power 5, is 32. We know 2 power 5 is 32. To perform floor division, I will take something else. X is equal to 12, y is equal to 5. If you perform floor division, it basically uh, gives you the round off value. Okay, so let me take something else. Okay, now you can see x is 12.0, y is 5.0. When you did the same division with x 12.0 and 5.0 here, y 5.0, you got 2.4. But with x 12.0 and y 5.0 here, when you did x floor division by 5, y you got 2.0. Now floor division, what it does is it rounds off the value to the nearest lower end value. So this is actually 2.4. The lower version available is closest to 2.4 is obviously 2.0. So it floors to 2.2. Okay. So it's an example. Let me take something else. It could, let's say x is 14.0 and I try to do a floor division. I still get 2.0. Okay. But if you do x by y, you get 2.8. So no matter what comes after this decimal, it will floor it down to the integer below this value. So 2.8 less than 2.8 is 2.0, the lowest integer value available. So it will always round it off to that lowest integer value. That's the floor division. All right. So those are the basic mathematical operations available in Python. Again, similar to any other language, the set is standard. Okay. Uh, Thank you.